I didn't like that take, so we're going to do it again. My name is JP Biombi. Thanks for tuning in. You're watching Merchant Advisory Services YouTube channel, and I want to give you a quick little news brief for basically payments and merchant services. I compile, all the articles around the internet for, the payments and merchant services keywords, and this is for the week of March 24th, 2026. It highlights significant activity in strategic partnerships that have to do with AI-driven agentic commerce. All right. And if you stay tuned, I'm going to give you some news about, the merchant industry's record-breaking fees that we've had. Now, stay tuned for that. So, what we've seen for what's new in some partnerships and alliances is that there have been major collaborations that aim to streamline merchant integrations. All right. So first, we have Globant and Aiden. They've formed a new partnership, and it focuses on accelerating merchant payment infrastructure. All right. It's going to reduce, the time to revenue for some large enterprise companies. Now, you're going to also see Fiserv and Western Alliance's bank integrate Fiserv's Clover platform soon. All right. Now, that is going to provide some basic merchant solutions to some of the more complex industries that have been underserved. So that's really good. I think we're also going to see Vector Technologies and Next Moves, deliver some merchant solutions, including, POS systems and facilitating merchant services. So that partnership, is kind of valuable. What's happening, in AI and tech is that industry is pivoting towards autonomous payments and enhanced security. All right. And, agentic commerce is big. There are now discussions that are being led by JP Morgan and Amazon Web Services. This is going to be, major. This highlights the rise of autonomous AI driven payments. So as far as, AI services, experts are seeing that AI-enabled merchant services is going to be the future of e-commerce. And right now, this is already fueling the growth of some mobile wallets in places like Southeast Asia. And then, if you've never heard, tokenization is something that has been used for security. Right now, it's moving beyond just that. Tokenization is now being positioned more as a tool to future-proof the payments industry, so that way it can be used to protect merchants and consumers' data. And it's going to be able to do that at scale. So tokenization is going to be a useful tool to the merchant services industry. And then we hear, there's some there's going to be some milestones and some major business moves happening. A company called Merchant Industry, they've rebranded to Suede. All right. Merchant Industry, they've rebranded their company to Suede, and they're promoting their new platform. And the fintech giant, Klarna, they've reached a milestone of over 1 million customers. So moving on, we have some changes in leadership. All right. And there have been, some acquisitions. If you haven't heard, MasterCard, they're moving into stable coins now. They've acquired BVNK. And Elavon, they have just appointed a former Bank of America executive as its new CEO. Elavon, a merchant services company, just appointed, a Bank of America CEO, a former Bank of America CEO. And there's a huge shift in fintech in Africa. All right. So in South America, we're going to see MasterCard. They're going to be working to elevate Peru's real-time payment ecosystem. So now, if you want to know what's happening in industry trends, I've been waiting to share this with you. This is major news for our industry. The merchant services industry, this is big because the Merchant Payments Coalition has reported that credit card and debit card swipe fees have hit a record $198.25 billion. That's significant. Think about that. That's almost 200 billion. And if you haven't heard, it's prompting for like renewed calls for legislative action. And then finally, if you haven't heard, the market, they're starting to feel the impacts from these global conflicts because global payments is now have noted transaction volumes have been impacted stemming from the ongoing wars in the Middle East, specifically Iran. And if you haven't been impacted by it, you are going to be feeling it soon. If you aren't ready for an increase in prices, you know, either at the supermarket or at the gas pump, then get ready for it. Because we know it's coming. Anyway, hopefully this has been useful or helpful. Once again, my name is JP Biambi. This is Merchant Advisory Services YouTube channel. Hopefully I'm going to see you on the next one.